The fill feature is a game changer on the Polyend Tracker.
Freebie.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shout-out goes to Coltberg. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. Alrighty, everybody, welcome to my first proper in-the-studio video with the Polyend Tracker. Of course, in yesterday's video, we unboxed the tracker, but little did you know that video was actually filmed almost a month before filming this one, so I had to let it sit there. I had to finish the syntax content and everything, and I've just been so excited to get working with the tracker, and today I want to show off maybe my favorite feature. I'm not sure yet. I haven't spent enough time with it, but one that is so stinking cool. It is called Fill. Now, to explain how this works, I do need to kind of show you how the tracker's interface works. If we look at the top here, I'm not sure if you can see them. Hopefully they're not too washed out. But going vertically, we have our different tracks. So we've got track 1 going down, track 2, track 3, track 4. Then we can scroll over 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we can go down, then these are our steps. So step 16 is right there. I keep going. Yeah, you can see right now we've got a 32-step pattern. Now, due to how the tracker works with like the arrows and everything, you can very easily select different parts of a track or multiple tracks anywhere really on your pattern by holding Shift and using the arrows, right? Super cool. You could also use the shortcut Shift and up to select an entire track, and then Shift and one of the arrows. You know, right now I have all 32 steps of all 8 of my tracks selected. The fill function allows you to fill in data for your notes, your instruments, your effect number 1, and your effect number 2 slot in a variety of different ways that makes the workflow so fast. It's crazy. So let's go to the sample loader here and let's go grab some samples to use for this video real quick here. We'll just use this one. Add it in there. Let's go grab some hi-hats. Sure. Super basic. That's fine. Now we will grab a snare drum. Perfect. And then I will also grab a bass, like a synth. Yeah, we'll use that. Perfect. Okay, back to our pattern now. So, let's say we want to put a 4 on the floor kick drum, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Shift and then press up and select all of track 1, because that's where I want my kick drum to go. Now I'm going to come to this button right here where it says Fill, and I'm going to click on that. Now we have a variety of different options for filling. So I can use these 4 buttons here to tell it what kind of fill I want to do. Do I want to fill note information, instrument information, effects 1, or effects 2 information? Right now we're going to fill in instrument because I want to use it to fill in with that kick drum. So there's our kick drum right there, kick drive. Okay, now we get to tell it where we want to fill. So we can go no note, effects, no effects, random, each, or Euclidean. I'm going to go each, and now we can actually tell it how many steps to fill. So I'm going to go 4, because I want it to go 1 every 4 steps. We started off by picking the instrument we wanted on constant, but I could have gone down to random and then given it a range to pick from. So maybe a kick, maybe a hi-hat. You know, it's random each time. Or you can do from and to. So if depending on how you organize your list, you could be like, you know, from kick drum 1 to kick drum 4, or randomize it like that, like I showed. Yeah, we're just going to go constant with the kick drum, click fill, and check that out. Just like that, it is entered in there. Now let's say we want to add hi-hat. So I'll go over to track 2. That's where I want my hi-hat. I could just do offbeats on there and fill it that way on track 1, but we're going to go 8th notes on track 2. So once again, I highlight it. I go fill. Now I'm going to go each, and I'm going to go 2 because I want it every other note with an 8th note. There we go. And let's say, let's just copy and paste one right there so we get some 16ths at the end there. Cool, perfect. Snare drum, let's go down to beat 5, where we actually want our snare drum to go. And now I'm going to hold shift and select the rest of the pattern there, or of the track. We're going to go snare drum. I want it to go every 4 beats. Yep, and fill. Hang on, I messed up. There is a little bit of math involved. We can go undo, that's okay. And it actually, when you undo, it actually reselects what you had selected, which is so cool. So handy. Oh, I had it set to 12. I just want 8, right? I think. There we go. Now let's get into notes. So I'm going to go to track 4. And let's go ahead and select the whole thing, right? But really quick, before we fill with a melody, we need to pick an instrument. So I'm going to hold down instrument and then go down to our bass sus beat right there. Perfect. Now we're going to make the tracker not only generate us a random rhythm for the notes, but also a random melody via random notes. So under notes down here, we're going to go down to random. We're going to select density, okay? And let's set it at 60, we'll go 70. Density tells us how frequently the tracker is actually going to generate a sequenced note. Over here, we can go to scale, which I believe we can set our root note in the settings for the project. Let's just go minor, sure. Now on this column here on fill type, we can pick constant, from to, or random, just kind of like we did when we were sequencing the drums. But now you'll see these give us note ranges rather than instrument ranges. Let's go from C5 to C6. How about that? All right, let's hit fill. As you can see, it has generated a random rhythm with random notes for us. All in, I believe we're just in C minor. Let's have a listen. Awesome, right there. I just went into instrument parameters and turned down the volume of that instrument. Just seemed a little hot. So that's awesome. You can generate random rhythms and random melodies, and there's a whole lot of in-between you can do. So you could do that for just like, I don't know, this small section right here. Like fill, there we go, boom. Whole menu, yeah, the possibilities are insanely limitless. Before we wrap this up though, let's look at effect sequencing. So let's go ahead and select effects here. So we're in the effects column. We're gonna do it for our melodic track for track 4. Hold shift and go up to select everything. Gonna hit fill now. So I am going to fill an effect on every single step, even though I don't have all my steps filled in with notes. This just ensures I'm not gonna miss one. Now, you can select any of the effects types to fill in with here. Anything from slice to LFO position to like wavetable position if you're on a wavetable synth, to MIDI stuff as well. Yeah, it's crazy. However, we are going to use random effect, which you guessed it, it is going to put a random effect on every step of this instrument. So let's hit fill, and there we go. We now have random effects on every slot of this instrument. Let's have a listen. So you can hear some of those pannings are randomized. Now, granted, I didn't spend enough time dialing it in, which you can do, and get some really crazy stuff, but I just wanted to show like the basic gist of it there. We can also go ahead and do that for our hi-hat track here, which is track 2. So we'll hit fill, and let's go, yeah, fill with random effects again. Here we go. See, there's a roll effect right here. So there you go. That's how the fill function works in its most basic form. There's a ton of depth, a ridiculous amount of possibilities. In my opinion, for how I like to work on music, it is a complete game changer. The fact that you can combine intent with randomized elements so easily, and all of those randomized elements are turned into data that I can go through and like fine tune, like come on. right up my alley, and I absolutely love it. It's a game changer. So I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.